That's enough coffee for me. I really need to be getting back. You girls get me to shooting the breeze and time just flies by.
Oh, Molly, it's always good to chat with you.
Well, us girls have to be there for each other, don't we?
That's right, we do.
Yes, we do. You know, I didn't get a chance to say much last night at the anniversary party. There were so many people here. I tell you what, Ray's going to be running a little slow this morning because he sure had a good time last night.
Oh, he was stepping on the dance floor.
Ooh.
1 year.
I know.
It's hard to believe it's been that long. You know, we were sad to see Howard sell, but you two have become really good friends since.
Yes, amen to that.
Oh,
yes.
thanks. And, well, have you heard from Howard?
Oh, you must be a mind reader.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so I was going to wait until later to tell you, but since you asked, I was so... Maybe I ought to wait till later, mixed company and all.
Ooh, I'm even more interested now.
Oh, gosh.
Hi, all. What's so funny?
Johnny Mason, sometimes ladies have things to discuss that's best left just between the ladies.
I know you all proper Southern gals and all, but this establishment has created a shrine of a circle of trust, so friends can use that and they can share data and gossip with impartiality.
You are full of it. Oh, I have got to be getting back to the shop. That back in 15 minutes sign expired half an hour ago.
All right. Bye, Molly.
Bye.
Well, what'll it be, Johnny? Beer?
Well, you can't drink bacon, but I have a good story for you.
Okay.
Okay, there was this old man. He was on his deathbed. But all of a sudden, he smelled a cookie. So he rolled out of that bed right onto the floor and crawled into the kitchen. Lifted up ahead again, he saw this basket with some freshly baked cookies. So he went out to grab one, then all of a sudden, his wife comes along and slaps him on the wrist and says, "This is for the funeral."
Oh, shame on you, Johnny Mason. Good Lord, that was funny. Oh, Lord.
Honey, do you have any of those goodies powders left? I am still paying for last night.
I told you. And no, honey, I ate the last one. I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm going to the hardware store to pick up a few things, so it looks like I'll be stopping by the pharmacy first. Ricky is still working on that roof.
I knew it was a good thing to hire him, and it'll definitely be a blessing to have that roof fixed, won't it?
Yes, well, it's taken us a year, but look, my list is getting shorter, and that hammering is killing me.
Oh, poor thing. Well, you know, now you're going to have time to fix the toilet. It was acting up again last night.
No rest for the weary.
Wicked.
Wicked? You watch it, young lady.
Oh, bye, dear.
Irene, when did you hire a new handyman?
Oh, he came in a couple of days ago asking for work, just to make a couple of bucks. He's just back from Korea.
Oh,
He's had a hard time of it. I feel bad for him.
I would too.
Ricky Maines is his name. His folks used to live over in Carabel. Don't know that I know of any other people of his in this area, though.
So, what's new in the news?
Have you seen this article about all the property being bought over in Destin?
Destin, that fishing village?
Beachfront properties being bought up fast. They're building what they call high-rise condominiums.
Condominiums?
Yeah, according to this article, these are high-rise buildings with apartments for sale. All the new resorts have them. The tourists come down for the week and rent the apartment while they're at the beach. Tons of money to be made.
Well, who's doing all of that?
Carpetbaggers. Out-of-town developers are waving around more cash than the locals have ever seen. They're buying up stores, restaurants, and bars and tearing them down just to make room.
Oh, gosh. Well, maybe on St. George Island one day, but definitely not here, I hope. Good Lord, the river's edge would be the first to go to the scrap heap.
From what I've heard, folks with that kind of money are starting to look in this direction.
Well, hopefully they'll wait 50 years. Johnny, I was wondering, when are you going to bring your wife in to meet us? You know, we want to know all your deep, dark secrets. We're not going to have to send somebody out to check on you, are we? Like Philip Marlowe or maybe the Shadow?
You're going to be sorely disappointed. My wife is more than angry at me. She says I ruined her birthday.
Johnny, what did you do?
Nothing. I can't even remember when her birthday is.
Oh, Johnny Mason, that's horrible.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Would not believe what the cost of plumbing supplies is nowadays.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, Ernie down at the hardware store was...
Oh, my gosh.
What
Ricky,
the... Oh, no! Ricky, what have you done? Are you okay? He's okay. He fell through the darn roof right into the storeroom.
Oh, my gosh. Ricky, are you all right?
Yes, ma'am, Miss Irene. I can't say the same for your roof, though. I'm real sorry.
You put a hole in our roof. I thought you knew what you were doing.
I'm sorry, Mr. Simmons. I didn't mean to.
Well, sorry's not going to fix the roof.
Raymond, he said he was sorry. It was an accident.
Yeah, I understand all that, but now instead of a leak, we've got a gaping hole in the roof. I should have just done it myself.
Ricky,
No, this is going to take
why
me
don't
the
you go
rest of
on
the
and take some time and get
day
yourself
and probably
cleaned
cost
up?
a pretty penny, too.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be back later.
Okay, we'll plan to see you tomorrow. I'm glad you're not hurt.
You know, I'm going to have to fix that roof today before it rains.
Hello? Are the owners here?
My wife and me, how can I help you?
Good day, sir. I am Chapman Thomas. I own the Bayfront Hotel and Restaurant and a few other businesses here in Apalachicola.
Oh, well, hello. It's good to meet you. I'm Raymond Simmons.
Hello, I'm Irene. As you can see, we have a few more things to get done before we open today. Fridays are always busy, as I'm sure you're aware.
That I am, madam. I will not keep you from your prep work. I have a lot of business to attend to myself, but that being said, I must apologize. I meant to stop by sooner, but I've been very busy. I like to greet the new business owners in town and give them a proper welcome. You came here from Oklahoma, I understand.
Yes, Tulsa. Yeah, before we moved here, I used to go fishing here with my buddies from time to time. You call me Raymond or Ray. You know, we're not exactly new. We've been here about a year now.
Well, in Apalachicola, Mr. Simmons, that means you practically just drove in.
Yeah. Point taken, Mr. Thomas.
Oh, call me Chapman.
Chapman, we have intended to become more involved in the local community here, but this place just takes up all of our time.
Mrs. Simmons, each year I sponsor a gala at the local armory. The benefits are for the disabled veterans, and we have a planning meeting scheduled for tomorrow evening if you're interested.
Well, that does sound very interesting. Thank you.
You know, when we've made a few improvements around here and hired a couple more people, we will have more time to become involved in things.
Well, that is another reason I wanted to call on you, sir. Mr. Hurley at First Coastal suggested I make contact. Oh. May we speak?
Okay. Irene, I'll get back to the roof in a little bit. The bank sent over Mr. Thomas.
Okay.
Is this about my loan application? See, my wife doesn't know it yet, but I thought Mr. Hurley at the bank says that they just could not help us.
Unfortunately, that is correct. However, Mr. Hurley and First Coastal, they feel that they have a duty to support all of the businesses in the community, not just the ones with excellent credit, but it's for the benefit of the entire community.
Chapman, I'm afraid I'm not following.
Well, sir, although First Coastal is not able to assist you directly, I have access to financial resources that I can make available to businessmen such as yourself who may be, well, let us say, saddled with a less than stellar credit rating. Those are often the ones most in need of investment.
Oh, that's right. You know, little guys like me just don't get a fair shake sometimes.
You know, there are quite a few improvements you could make here. I've always admired this property, and I did think the previous owner let it fall into disrepair. I'm certain with your business acumen, you will be able to remedy that. With the proper investment, of course. Mr. Simmons, have you considered air conditioning?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, do you think I could do that? And the roof and the dock, too?
Oh, absolutely, sir. Why, a place such as this, with the means to relieve a weary, thirsty soul amidst summer's oppression, should do quite well. And with the increased customer traffic, you could hire staff, which would allow you and your wife to, well, let's say, be more involved in the community, for one.
Look, Chapman, I haven't told my wife about the problems with our loan application. She's been looking forward to things getting easier around here, and I don't want to disappoint her. So, can you help me?
Yes, sir, I believe so. And if you wish, there's no need to burden your wife with your loan application difficulties.
So how do we get started?
We'll set up a meeting in my office. I already have the information you supplied Mr. Hurley, and I'm available this afternoon. Let's say 3 p.m.
3 p.m. That sounds great, Chapman. Thank you for stopping by, and please give my thanks to Mr. Hurley at the bank. Those First Coastal Bank people sure are community-minded.
I do look forward to speaking with you. My card, sir.
Oh, I do want to get the ball rolling as soon as possible, so thank you.
Oh, I see from the sign over the bar that you served in the war, Europe or the Pacific?
No, I was 4F. Irene was a nurse in Europe.
France, 1944 to 1945.
Well, Mr. Simmons, we all serve in our own way, do we not?
That's what I hear. I'll see you a bit later, Chapman.
Raymond, what did you think of that Chapman Thomas? He seemed a little odd to me.
A little, yeah.
I really would like to learn more about the Veterans Gala.
I'm sure you will.
Well, you said the bank sent him over. Does that mean we're getting the loan?
Well, it's starting to look that way, Sugar.
Oh, Mr. Entrepreneur. Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
They
it won't be long now. We've that loan will help us compete with. I'm seeing him at 3 o'clock, and that loan will enable us to compete with some of the other places around here, including Mr. Thomas's. Yeah. You do know that he owns the lots on both sides of us, don't you?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so that's why we have to keep growing and keep up.
Well, Mr. Thomas seems to be a busy man and plans his day in a planner.
Yeah, he does seem to be pretty busy. He had one with him.
But Raymond, when he scheduled your appointment, he didn't even look in the planner.
Oh, Irene, you sure can make a mountain out of a molehill.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm very excited about everything, and maybe once when we get the improvements done, we can have a grand reopening. I'm really planning on you to get all this worked out. Ray, I don't sleep some nights worrying about what might happen.
Don't be a nervous Nellie. Trust your husband, okay? But I do think that I need to let your handyman go.
Why?
He's just not going to work out. Well, why not?
Well, Raymond, I know you normally run the business, but please don't fire Ricky. He just needs somebody to give him a step up.
But Irene, he put a hole in our roof the size of a horse.
I know.
He was supposed to fix the roof, and instead it's worse than ever.
Rick,
please
he's don't
not
fire him. Please, I'll talk to him.
Yeah. Well, he's not the first we've had like him around here, and I've been patient in the past.
I'll talk to him, please. But anyway, before we do anything else, let's not fight. And I know you've got a lot to do.
I do. I've got to get that roof fixed before it rains, so I agree. Let's not fight.
And I've got that beer order to call in. I'll do that.
I was talking with our distributor a few weeks ago, and he suggested that he might be able to get us some of that Budweiser we've been hearing a lot about. We might have to pay a bit more than we've been paying for Dixie and Jack's, but I think we can afford to charge a bit more. What do you think?
Raymond, you're the business mind of the two of us. I'm going to need you to make that decision, dear.
About
Okay.
that handyman, then.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give him another chance.
Oh.
For you, love.
Thank you. Thank you, dear. Oh. Mwah.
Ugh,
But-
get a room.
But talk to him, Irene.
I will.
And don't you have something to do, Norma?
Yes, sir.
Every time something like this happens, I give in. Every time.
That sounded like some Irene and Raymond business that I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh.
Is everything okay?
Oh, yeah, everything's fine.
I'll be up on the roof if you need me.
Oh, be careful.
Was that Chapman Thomas I saw walking out a few minutes ago?
Oh, yes, he came in to introduce himself. He invited me to the meeting about the Veterans Gala. Yeah.
He's full of himself.
Do you know him?
Ain't Christian to spread rumors. But I heard that he has politicians and police in his pocket. So, you're going to have tea and crumpets with His Majesty.
No, I'm just going to learn more about helping veterans. And, Lord, it'll probably be hush puppies and sweet tea.
That does sound nice. Not exactly my social circle, but nice. But one other thing about Chapman, I wouldn't trust him.
Oh, okay. I'll let Raymond know.
Friday, September 26th, 1952. This is a weather alert from the United States Weather Bureau. Weather buoys in the Gulf of Mexico report a severe storm situated well offshore, moving to the north. More information as it is available.
Norma, I know you've seen these storms come through your whole life, but do they bother you?
Honey, I wouldn't worry myself too much. The one good thing about hurricanes is they don't sneak up on you. Only people do that.
Well, they worry me.
You're coming to Shirley Ann's graduation party, right?
Oh, yes. We're so excited. And believe it or not, you would not believe how excited Raymond is about all of this. You know, we always wanted to have children.
Yes.
Anyway, and Johnny even pitched in on a gift.
Y'all didn't have to do that. Shirley Ann's going to find out about the scholarship any day now.
Oh, I know she's excited.
You know, when I was her age, I was a single mother. She is coming home every weekend.
Ricky, I didn't expect to see you till in the morning. Here, come have a seat with me.
I just wanted to let you know I feel real bad about that roof. Mrs. Simmons was plenty upset.
Oh, it's okay. He's up there fixing it now. And your limp looks a little worse, though.
My knee aggravates me sometimes. Today, it just aggravated it a little.
Well, Ricky, I wanted to talk to you. Have you looked over those VA pamphlets that I gave you? Now, remember, if you decide to go, I'll drive you to the courthouse like we talked about.
No, ma'am, I haven't. I'm not much of a reader.
Ricky, you sacrificed for your country. These are your benefits. You need to look into them.
Yes, ma'am, I will, I promise.
Okay.
What benefits did the VA give you?
Oh, I got to help soldiers who were fighting for our freedom, and that was enough. You know, nurses aren't veterans. Well, not now, anyway. Maybe someday. Oh, I forgot. I packed some sandwiches for you. Here they are.
Thank you kindly, Miss Irene. You know, not as many people are as nice as you are.
Oh, you're welcome, Ricky. And make sure you look at those VA pamphlets, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I tell you what, if things don't change, that boy's going to spend the rest of his life trying to find his way out from between a rock and a hard place.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's just talking about the war, earlier with Chapman and just now with Ricky. It just stirs things up sometimes. But I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Don't tell Raymond. I put $20 in that sack.
Of course you did.
Irene, I can't stop thinking about it. I think I need to go talk to the bank right now. No time like the present.
Well, what if it rains? Oh, can it wait?
We'll be fine. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Start planning that grand reopening.
I met my husband Raymond not quite 12 years ago. A chance encounter on the side of the road. 45 and a 20, he was not pleased. I was a nurse, he was Tulsa PD. He asked me out for coffee, and in 1 year we were wed. We often talked about our dreams, then one day Raymond said, let's go to a happy little place they call Apalachicola. I know we'll fulfill our heart's desires down in Apalachicola. I found a place called River's Edge. We'll spend our time with our best friends. The weather's great and the fishing's fun. We'll make a lot of money and be set for life. I'll go with my handsome hubby Raymond down to Apalachicola.
Hey, Molly. Whew, water's almost ready.
Oh, good. Thank you. I could really go for a cup right about now.
I don't see how you drink that stuff.
Oh, the
instant coffee.
I like it. It's got a little bite, and that reminds me of why I drink it.
Well, I had to drink that for 2 years in the Army, and I tell you, I hope I never have to again. So, how are things at the shop?
Good. I've been busy, but not so busy that I can't put up a sign and come over and chat with my friend. Oh, hey, I got a new shipment of those rhinestone handbags you like.
Oh, honey, look, you know what I like.
I do. Oh, I'm so glad to see you open this place back up. Thank you. I was going to come looking for you if you hadn't.
Well, I had to take a few days. It's just affected me a little bit more than I thought it would.
I know. You could have answered your phone when I called.
Well, by the way, Chapman and I went to lunch the other day. He's always so busy. He called it, he said we had a business luncheon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody's got to eat.
Well, we walked over to the Owl and felt strange having a meal with somebody other than Raymond.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, did you talk about anything interesting?
Oh, this and that. Well, actually, he did tell me that property, especially here along the river, is going for more and more these days, and that probably we could get a little bit more for the river's edge than we bought it from Howard.
Wow, a little bit more. Well, did he make you an offer?
No, he was just making conversation. But he did tell me he could help me explore my options. He said he has some developers that are interested in maybe buying some of the land, and then he told me about the roses that were growing outside his sunroom. It's strange, but anyway, it was just strange having a meal with a man like that.
But he's been helpful.
Well, having Chapman's know-how around, it really has helped. especially at least just until Ray gets home.
Oh, honey, Raymond's been gone for a year now.
Molly, don't say it like that. Makes it sound so final.
Well, I hope that's not the case.
He
but
could come home anytime.
I know, that's true, but in the meantime, you've really got to take care of yourself. I mean, look at this place. You can do this on your own.
I don't know. I told Chapman I wasn't interested, and in case you're wondering, he's a confirmed bachelor.
Oh, ooh, no, I was not wondering about that. I do worry about you, though.
Oh, thanks, Molly. I'm sorry. It's just, Ray's gone, missing, run off with some floozy. I can't mourn him. I can't hate him. Sometimes I hate myself for just wishing he'd come back from wherever he is. And, oh, gosh, look at me. I don't normally start crying until like 7, 8 o'clock at night. I'm just so worried about making the wrong decisions and messing everything up. I don't think I'm cut out for this.
Wrong decisions? Honey, we all make wrong decisions. It's one of those things that just happens from time to time. It's like hurricanes or handsy men.
Oh, that doesn't make me feel any better.
I know, but look, you've got to learn to only worry about those things that you can control and learn to accept those that you can't. Look around here. You've done a great job this past year.
Well, because of Chapman, this place would be locked up if it weren't for him.
Maybe that's just what he wants you to think.
Well, just that's the way it's going to be. I don't know.
Ain't it a beautiful day?
Oh.
The air's a little bit cooler, and the swamp sunflowers are blooming. And glad to see you back, Irene. Molly and me were starting to get worried.
Oh, thank
We
you,
were.
Dorothy. But there's nothing to worry about. So, what's new in the news?
Well, let me check. Don't want y'all to feel like you're missing out on anything.
Lord, have mercy on me for asking, but what is the latest?
Well, Irene,
Yes?
I heard something about your new bartender.
Gosh, I know Pete's a little difficult sometimes, but he's hardly new anymore. He's been here for a couple of months. And by the way, Chapman helped me find him.
Oh, well, there's a ringing endorsement. Oh, thank you. I know Norma doesn't much care for him.
Oh, stop, Molly. Norma wouldn't hold back her thoughts on anything, especially a man.
I actually used to babysit Petey Fremont. Yes. I'm only a couple of years older than him, but I was always a lot more mature. He was a holy terror. I even had to spank his behind a few times.
Oh.
Don't worry, I stopped when I realized he was starting to enjoy it.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, well, now I know why he's so prim and proper around you. But I still think he deserves a little bit more credit than what he gets.
Oh, yeah, he deserves credit for something, and hopefully one day he'll get it. I don't know, I'm just glad I was never his teacher.
A little birdie told me he got kicked out of the Army, beat up his platoon sergeant pretty bad, and went AWOL for a few days. He's lucky he didn't wind up in Leavenworth. Had it not been so close to the end of the war, I think he might have.
Dorothy, people say things all the time. I'm sure Chapman checked him out. And besides, he's going to be taking care of some of the things that Ricky can't get to.
Oh, wait a minute. So your bartender with the bad attitude, he's going to be working on some of the things that your handyman can't do? Oh, that's going to go over real well.
Y'all stop it.
Okay, Y'all listen. This article is talking about all the crowds and traffic over in Destin. Says it's going to be like Miami before long.
Oh, well, what did you expect?
Folks are hopping mad because they can't get to the beaches in some areas because of all the new resorts in construction. Now, the resorts are blocking off the beaches all the way to the high tide line.
Well, what gives them the right to do that? People just want to go swimming and fishing.
According to this article, The beaches at the resorts are now private property. They passed a law in Tallahassee that allows it, and the local police are even enforcing it.
Oh, gosh. I thought the beaches were for everybody.
Apparently not in Destin anymore.
Good Lord. Well, that is all the news I need for today.
Morning, Miss Irene.
Oh, Ricky, I need you to look at the roof in the storeroom. It seems that it's leaking after that storm last night. I thought after we got the new roof put on by that contractor, I wouldn't have to worry about this anymore.
Yes, ma'am. Right after that, I'll work on the toilet. I did get that part at the hardware store yesterday, like you asked.
Thank you. And did you put it on my account?
Yes, ma'am. Put on your account, just like you said.
See, I think things are already starting to work out.
Well, I'm glad, but I have got to get back to the shop. You ladies get me to talking, and I lose all track of time.
Oh, thanks again for coming in. It's always good to chat with you. And
Well,
you know what? I think I'm going to have Pete come in early one day next week, and we'll go have lunch.
that sounds great. Yeah,
Yeah.
you just let me know when.
Okay.
You know, I eat lunch too most days.
Oh, okay, Dorothy. I'm sorry. We'll all three go. And
Yes.
I might even have a glass of wine with you, Dorothy.
Oh, Irene Simmons, you are living dangerously. Okay, you just let me know when.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
So how are you doing, hon?
Oh, I guess about as good as can be expected.
Is the sheriff keeping you updated still?
Well, when there's something to update, which really isn't that often, and I haven't heard anything from that private investigator in over a month, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to continue to pay him.
But you're doing everything you can. At least you still have Norma and Ricky to help things move along.
That's true.
I always wonder what's going to happen when that boy is on the roof. God.
The roof is fixed, ma'am. Looks like somebody forgot to nail down a tin panel.
Oh, that's good news, Irene.
Oh, thank you, Ricky.
Yes.
Oh, you have been such a blessing this year. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. And you don't mind, I have an appointment down at the courthouse at the VA's office.
Oh,
Will you be okay till I get back?
oh, I will. I'll be fine. And good luck to you.
Thank you.
Oh.
Well, I best be going too. My sister Myrna, she's not doing too well. I need to go check on her.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it her husband again?
Yes, Earl Wayne Meekins. I have called the sheriff's department on that sorry, no good, you know what, more than once. It's so now, every time I go there, I have to see what new bruise she's trying to hide.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's, anyway, gosh, it's so upsetting. I can't even get her to file charges. Can you believe that? It's so now I can only go by there whenever he's out on the shrimp boat. Oh, Irene, you've got problems of your own. You don't need me telling you mine.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
I'll be in later on to check on you, though.
Oh, well, thank you
dear.
so much. And look, I will pray for your sister.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Bye, sweetie.
All right, dear.
Happy noon to you, Miss Simmons. I'm on
Chapman?
my way to a business meeting, but when I saw you were open, I wanted to stop in. I've been
Okay.
trying to contact you for several days now.
Well, I thought you might.
I am concerned about you. First, I want to make sure you're not in need of anything.
Oh, no, thank you. I was feeling a little anxious earlier, but I'm fine. I'm better now.
I am happy to hear that. However, I must caution you against closing like that again.
Well, this is still my business, isn't it?
Oh, of course, Mrs. Simmons. It is your business. But you must remember, we are doing business together. You have borrowed a considerable amount of money from me for improvements, which I also help to coordinate. You are enjoying the air conditioning, the new roof, and the new dock, are you not?
Yes, I am.
Yes, and we do have a contract which documents the entire transaction. I want to protect my investment. You cannot afford to simply shut down for 3 or 4 days at a time.
And you have my sincere appreciation, but I've only been gone 4 days, sir.
Well, 4 days, Mrs. Simmons. I'm happy to advise in the management of your business, but there are limits.
Well, I certainly appreciate everything you're doing. Yes.
Mrs. Simmons, in your husband's absence, we have come to know each other better, would you not say?
Yes, we have.
And we have attained a certain level of trust.
Well, I trust you, Chapman, and I understand you have to look after your investment in the river's edge.
As a sign of that trust, you could help me help you by allowing me access to your business records. I have the best accountant in Franklin County.
Thank you, Chapman, but Raymond is the business mind of the two of us, and I'm sure when he returns, he and I will find a way to repay you sooner than required. I promise.
I do look forward to his return.
Thank you. By the way, do you think I could borrow maybe a little bit more money? I mean, I'm going to have to get the contractor out here if we continue to have these leaks and these fixes, and that private investigator is just very expensive.
Oh, but to leave no stone unturned is worth the sacrifice, is it not? He is the best. I'm happy to help out where I can, which does include flexibility in our arrangement.
Thank you, Chapman. Honestly, you've been a godsend, and I do appreciate everything you're doing, and especially to help me find Pete. I know it's difficult to find good help, even after the war's been over.
Mrs. Simmons, Irene, I want you to know I will be here for you as a friend, but as a friend to whom you owe money. I must be getting on to my business meeting. Rain is coming in.
And I have work to do.
I wanna know where you wanna go, because there's no where else to be. If you just said so, I'd surely follow to keep your company. Loving you was never a chore. I wrote 3 songs for you. This makes 4. Loving you was never a chore. You fell in love with me, but I fell more.
Irene, I've got a life, you know, and you damn sure don't pay me enough to be on your beck and call.
Oh, I just thought maybe this once, Pete. I don't get to go out with my friends very often because I'm always so busy here.
Why don't you ask Ricky to help? A war hero should be qualified to fill in at the river's edge, don't you think? Or how about Princess Norma?
Pete, Norma puts in enough hours as it is, and, you know, there's just some things that Ricky can't get to.
Ricky, that man's an idiot. It's not my problem you keep him around.
Look, he fixed the toilet and the leaky roof. That's something.
Irene, I've got 2 words for you. Hire somebody. It's not my problem.
Oh, fine. I'll take care of it. Chapman's going to be coming by soon, and I'll talk to him about it.
You do that.
Wow. Wonder what's going on.
Yeah.
Hi, Irene. How are you?
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Pete. Say,
Go ahead.
is he giving you any trouble, Mr. Personality?
Oh, no, don't worry about him. He just woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Really? His bed must have two wrong sides. Say, what's the story with the police? I saw 2 police cars streaming across the Apalachicola Bridge headed to East Point.
I don't know. I hope everybody's okay.
That's not normally why they have sirens.
You're right. You got a joke for me?
Well, first, I want to thank you for opening up again.
Oh.
I was really beginning to get worried about that.
Thanks, Johnny.
But I got a story for you.
Okay.
Ho, ho. There was this married couple, Geraldine and Murphy. Murphy always wanted to have a pair of brand new alligator boots, but he didn't have enough money to buy them. One day, he was just walking down the street in Tallahassee.
Oh, hold on there, Milton Berle. There's a
Thursday,
weather
October
report.
1st, 1953. This is a weather alert from the United States Weather Bureau. Tropical Storm Judy is tracking to the northwest and is expected to stall offshore of New Orleans, Louisiana. More information as it is available.
Oh, Johnny, do those storms bother you?
Oh, no, that's the price we pay for living in paradise.
Oh.
I was starting to get my joke out, but I guess I'll have to tell you later about
Okay.
that. Yes, what?
You should have bought a hat. The man's wife said, you should have bought a hat. It's how the joke ends. Thought I'd save us all some time.
Thanks,
Nobody
old-timer.
needs to listen to that tired old joke again.
Oh, gosh.
Thanks, old-timer.
I think it is kind of interesting that they started naming storms after women.
They just started doing that a couple years ago. You being the exception, the government finally got something right.
Thanks a lot, me being the exception. I knew better than to bring that one up, but I will have to tell that one to Norma.
That's strange. Ray and I used to laugh about that all the time before,
I know. It's okay. Sometimes I expect him to just come waltzing right through that door like he's coming home from the bank.
Well, Ray and I used to talk about all the things he was going to do to fix up this bar. In fact, Norma calls him Mr. Fix-It.
I know. He was always doing something around here, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Oh, gosh. Oh, Johnny, hold on. I've got to go run some errands. I just remembered. Pete! Oh, gosh, if he's back there drinking rock gut, I'm going to have a conniption.
Well, we were talking about Norma before, but speaking of Norma,
Yeah.
her daughter, Shirley Ann, she's going to get married to this Reese kid? Wow, that's a surprise.
Well, yeah, and her mom's not too happy about it either.
Shirley Ann actually works at the Five and Dime to save up some money to go to college. But this isn't going to be some sort of shotgun wedding, is it?
Oh, heavens, I hope not. She was disappointed enough that Shirley Ann didn't get that scholarship. But anyway, I've got to run. Pete, can you come watch the bar? Norma will be here in a few minutes, and I've got to run some errands. And be careful what you say to Norma about that, Johnny.
Will do.
Sure, boss. I'll be in the storeroom.
All righty.
Instead of hiding sweet rose of volunteer,
Pete! Well,
Hey, what do you think you're doing? Just make yourself at home, buddy boy.
Hey.
Oh, no worries. This is going on your tab.
I was just trying to save you some trouble. I would have told you about that. Say, did you know that Ricky patched the roof?
Let's just alert the newspapers.
Irene would certainly appreciate it if you would help out a little bit more. She's having a little bit of a tough time here.
Why don't you help her? You're here often. You might as well work here.
Oh, she wants me on this side of the bar. She's better off with Dorothy.
Everybody talks about that old gossip hound like she's something special. You'd be surprised.
Dorothy? Come on.
Appearances are, what is that word?
Deceiving.
That's it, they're deceiving. She came to me on the quiet about buying a gun. The kind of gun you don't go hunting deer with?
Uh-huh.
I could get things for people, Johnny. Things that people need. And not for this penny ante pay I get from Irene.
Come on now.
She keeps me doing grunt work all the time. And along with babysitting that Audie Murphy. Oh, wait a minute. I suppose Irene could make it a little worth my while, if you know what I mean. She could be a decent piece of...
If I hear you say one more word like that about Irene, you and I are going to tangle.
Well, look who's got their strength back.
Mm-hmm.
Tough guy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You're not worth it.
Don't mind me. You know, I'm doing just fine. Sometimes you just got to do something by yourself.
Hello?
You're not looking...
the business unattended again? Or is Fremont here?
Pete! No answer. He's not in the storeroom. He must have been in the John.
Wonderful.
You know, I have keen eyes. I pay attention to all my surroundings.
I see.
Keen eyes. I see. Very funny.
Thank you for that expert analysis.
Oh, yes.
Fremont,
Mr. Chapman.
we need to talk. Table.
I'm here, Pete. Anything I need to know? No, Norma. Everything's just fine here. How are you this lovely evening? It's so great to see you. Jerk.
You know, he's bad enough from this side of the bar. You know, and Irene, she just went out to get something.
I don't think Chapman's here to catch up on old times.
I think you're right
7 p.m., Fremont. No excuses.
Mr. Chapman, I did...
Oh, my God! Ugh! Gross!
Damn it! Irene said he'd fixed it.
Ugh.
I tell you what, me and this war hero are going to have ourselves just a little chat. I'm about done cleaning up after his damn messes.
Go easy on him.
Go easy on him. What, you too? Everybody seems to want to give me advice on how to act.
No, Pete. We sure wouldn't want to do that.
You were the same as you were in high school. You're just thinking you're better than everybody else. But we all soon found out you weren't quite of an angel as was you led on, didn't you? Didn't you? I heard your little girl's getting married. Like mother, like daughter, huh? That's not fair, Norma. I'm so sorry. At least she knows who the father is.
That's enough.
I'm tired of this foreplay. I'm out of here. Tell Irene I had something to take care of.
Jerk. He's always around here just complaining and just being a miserable human being.
You know, he's way out of his league. I know. How's Shirley Ann doing?
She's so young. Thank God she's not expecting. You know, she and I worked so hard to get the money together for her school, and I think she just got tired of waiting.
Did she get a scholarship? Well, I had heard that she was getting a scholarship, and I'm sure her family's really delighted about that.
Yes?
Why all the long faces?
Everything's fine here. Pete took off, said he had something to do.
Oh, I'm sure it was something to do with Chapman. By the way, did he come by?
No, I haven't seen him.
Afternoon, Mrs. Simmons.
Yes.
I've been trying to track you down.
Oh, I've been out running errands.
We need to speak. Come with me.
Well, okay, I'll be right back.
Sit down, Fremont. I paid you to make a problem go away. Tell me why it did not stay gone.
Mr. Thomas, I never thought in a million years they'd look there.
There was no need to look there. A harlot was burying her pet dog and found it.
There isn't a problem, sir. There isn't a problem.
Thousands of square miles of swampland, gators and mud could have taken care of the whole thing, but no, you chose a spot right next to a house
Now, they
that...
won't suspect us, sir. There's no skin off our noses. Mr. Thomas, you're starting to overreact.
Fremont, how long have we been acquainted?
Sir?
Have you known me to make a mistake, say, an error in judgment, perhaps?
None that I know of. I've never known for you to make a mistake, sir.
Fremont, all humans make mistakes. But when I make a mistake, all evidence of it goes away. All evidence never to be seen again.
Yes, sir.
Sheriff and the whole town are going to know about this. Now get out of here. And Fremont, do not become my mistake.
Have you heard anything?
I ask you that. After you left, Johnny said that he was going to follow Irene and the sheriff wherever they were going. I can't imagine what she's feeling right now.
Norma, you know my sister, Myrna Meekins. She called and said a whole mess of police cars, sheriff's deputies, highway patrol, even the Apalachicola police went whizzing by her house headed north. And then they had their lights ablazing, and they were going toward the forest. And then she heard what they were going there for.
The sheriff didn't say much.
I heard what I heard.
Oh.
Johnny, what's happening?
What's going on? Norma, I really need a beer.
Oh, God, what is it?
I've never seen anything like it before.
Well, tell us. I'm the only one without a clue.
Molly jumped in my car, and the sheriff and Irene took off, and we followed them to East Point and then north on 65.
Like Myrna said.
Who?
My sister.
Oh, and eventually they got to the edge of the forest, and then they made a turn down a dirt road.
Which road?
I don't know. I mean, I live in Port St. Joe. I bet you the dirt road doesn't even have a name.
Let him finish.
What's happening?
Eventually, they came across all these police cars around this old building.
And?
It was a cat house. They found Ray.
What? Oh, my God. I cannot believe that man. He vanishes for a year, and they find him at a whorehouse? What would Raymond even be doing there? Are you kidding me?
Easy. You know, they found him buried out back.
Attention, everyone, please. I just wanted to say a few words. I don't mean to belabor what the preacher said at the service, so here goes. When Raymond and Irene moved here a while back and bought the River's Edge from Howard, they really made it their own. And since then, Raymond's become a very important part of so many of our lives. And we're all really going to miss him. I think I speak for everyone here in saying that, Irene, our thoughts and our prayers are with you. I love you. Honey, we all love you, and we're here for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here to honor Raymond. Oh, gosh, I don't know what else to say, so I won't.
You know, how's she doing? Gosh, I hate these things. They really get me frustrated. And I really feel bad for her.
Yeah. I heard that they had to use Ray's dental records to identify the body. Folks are assuming the worst. I knew that would happen.
Dorothy, I really feel bad for her.
Yes.
You know, they told her that Ray was dead maybe a year or so. I don't know how they could possibly tell. And I don't want to think about it.
People are saying Ray shouldn't have been there in the first place, as in he got what he deserved. Poor Irene.
Oh, gosh, this brings back so many bad memories. Listen, I got to get out of here.
Johnny? Johnny, what's wrong? Oh, dear.
Thank you. And like I said, Irene's really going to need you this week. She's starting to hear some of the things that people are saying around town about her, and I'm afraid it's only going to get worse.
You know, I was at the laundromat, and a woman who didn't know who I was, out of the blue, told me that Raymond was running the cat house, got in a fight with some hopheads, and they buried him out back to keep it quiet. I told that gossiping old biddy she needs to stop running her mouth.
Oh. You know, I don't want to speculate, but I do think there's more here than meets the eye. I don't know. The police are going to have to work to figure it out.
Do you think she's relieved at all to finally know where he is?
Oh.
How do you think Miss Irene's feeling?
I'm sure she's ready to skip to my loo and dance the jig away. How do you think she's feeling, man? They just dug up her husband, for Christ's sakes. And anyways, it's none of your business.
I don't know. I just wanted to help her. She's been good to me.
If you want to help her, just move on. Doesn't matter, though. I heard he was running Mexican dope, and the River's Edge was just a front for the real money operation, if you know what I mean. You probably don't. Anyways, the cops will figure this place out, and they're going to close this dump real soon.
You shouldn't say stuff like that. I didn't know Mr. Simmons very well, but Miss Irene is good people, so he must have been too.
Ricky, you're an idiot.
Mrs. Simmons, I am so very sorry.
Thank you, Chapman. I don't know what to do with the river's edge.
You concentrate on feeling better for now. We'll chart a way forward when you're ready.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Once blind, but now I see.
I understand that you want to keep things going while Irene is out, but Pete and I have got this handled. And in a pinch, we've got Ricky.
She is lucky to have you.
You know, I used to work for you at the Bayfront Hotel.
I do remember that. Your husband was a maintenance man.
Still is, as far as I know. Except now he's my ex-husband.
It has been good to work together again recently, would you not agree?
I don't like myself very much recently.
Norma, this has been beneficial for both of us. You know, Irene has had a very difficult time lately. She's needed me to watch over her, sometimes without her knowledge.
Well, she should be back in a couple days. What do you want, Chapman?
Someone told me that your daughter is planning to marry an oysterman's son. Is that what you want? If her father were alive, what would he think?
Shirley Ann's just ready to move on with her life. She just doesn't know that the way she's choosing probably isn't going to work out any better for her than it did for me. What do you know about her father? I've never told anyone.
Norma, it's time for you to take action to protect your family. No one else will. You can continue to safeguard the information you want to hold close.
I've been giving you what you ask for.
Irene Simmons is going to have quite a few difficult issues to deal with soon. I will need additional favors. We all need someone we can count on, do we not? Would you like to have someone you can count on to provide an opportunity for your little girl?
Irene's a good person. I don't want to do anything to hurt her any more than she already has been.
Irene Simmons never has to know. All I want to do is protect my business.
Oh, hi, Molly. Water's almost ready.
Oh, good, thank you. I'm glad to see you came in today.
Oh. Norma and Pete have been watching the place this week. I don't know what I would do without them. By the way, have you seen the paper? It's humiliating.
Oh, no.
Look at this. And I'm even hearing some of the things people are saying around town.
You know, as much as we love living in a small town, gossip, it's just a part of the way of life here.
Well, it doesn't make it right.
No, it doesn't. But sometimes you just have to not look at that.
Okay. You know, I thought a year would give me time enough to cry all the tears I had to cry, but, you know, and I think maybe it has, now that I know he doesn't want to be with me.
Irene, you know that is not true.
Well, that's the way it's going to be.
Okay. I've got time.
For what?
Irene, I'm going to wait here for however long it takes for you to forget that load of bullshit.
Molly?
Well, God, a few years back, before you and Raymond moved here, you want to talk about humiliating. Front page of the newspaper, the town got word that a teacher had shown up drunk to teach 5th grade. I thought my life was over.
I had heard something about that. I figured you would share with me when you were ready.
Let me guess, Dorothy.
Yes.
Oh, bless her heart. Anyway, I sideswiped a couple of cars on my way into the parking lot. The school board asked for my immediate resignation. They said they would try to keep it out of the newspaper, keep it quiet if I would agree. I did, but it didn't do me any good.
Molly, is this when you quit drinking?
Well, not right at first, but I did over time. You know, I didn't get that low overnight, and I wasn't going to get better overnight either. I actually still have that newspaper article. Keep it at the shop. I made a scrapbook of that and some other things that remind me of that time. And when I start to feel down, which that happens, I get it out, I look through it, I realize how far I've come. I come here, I have coffee with my friends.
Oh, did you ever say anything to Ray? I mean, he never said anything to me.
Oh, gosh. He asked me about it once. I don't know if he could tell something was going on with me, or I don't know, maybe it was just a man's ignorance of what not to ask a woman, but we had a long talk after that. We had several long talks. Oh, God, I'm going to miss him.
Oh, Molly, I love him so much.
Oh, I know you do, honey.
Oh.
Listen, just let this time be what it is. Let it keep you grounded and know that when you get down, you can rely on your friends.
I do. Oh, gosh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Did I miss something?
Oh, Norma, thank you for everything.
Yeah, Norma, I heard you did a great job around here. You really helped out. I need to be getting back. That back in 15 minute sign's already expired again.
Thank you, Molly.
Bye. You're welcome.
Things went okay last week. There was a problem with one of the coolers, and I called the guy on the list in the back. And you know, even Pete wasn't too bad to work with.
Oh, hon, I owe you so much. Oh, so many things have been going through my mind lately. I've even thought about locking this place up and just walking away.
No, don't do that. You have people around you that care. This year should have taught you that.
Well, that is what's kept me here.
You have a lot of decisions to make, but you don't have to make them today. Keep the lights on, keep the doors open. Everything else is going to work itself out.
By the way, have you seen Chapman?
No, but he knew you'd be in the next day or so.
Yeah, I guess so.
Irene.
Yes, hon.
Oh, shoot. I wasn't going to say anything, but I can't help myself.
What is it?
You know how we haven't had a live performer since before Ray?
Yes, I believe I do. Yeah, Chapman did suggest that I get somebody in here. It would help business.
No, that's not what I meant. I've got somebody coming in tonight.
Norma?
Really? Okay, it was this guy, and he was driving through. He said he was from Memphis, and that he was going to meet his cousins, or go see his cousins in Lanark, and that he was going to need some gas money for the way home. And he asked if he could play for tips sometime this week, so I scheduled him for tonight.
All right, does this boy have a name?
Yeah, it's one of those weird Mississippi names. You know, I have a cousin in Jackson named Boaz. I think it's from the Bible.
Norma, is your cousin coming tonight? And what is this boy's name?
Oh, no, sorry. Elvis Presley? He says he's going to be famous one day, and we're going to hear him on the radio. He better change his name first, though. But anyway, I told him he could come in tonight, and I already put the word out, and there should be a lot of people here.
Oh, okay. Honestly, thank you. It would really be nice to listen to something other than the radio, and Lord knows we could use the extra beer sales. Hello, Sheriff. How are you this afternoon? Thank you for checking on me earlier.
Good to see you as well, ma'am. I wanted to update you on a couple items. Can we talk?
Sure. Let's sit over here. So what news do you have?
Well, Mrs. Simmons, we've begun a new phase of the investigation once we discovered your husband's body. We questioned the ladies of the establishment, which has been shut down, of course.
Well, of course.
Well, they've been hard to track down. You see, ma'am, when your husband's body was discovered, they scattered like a bunch of roaches. We were able to talk to an elderly gentleman, a custodian of the establishment.
Well, what did you find out?
Well, he wouldn't or couldn't tell us a thing. Insisted he never saw anything. Well, the old fellow would have had it been deaf and blind. But, you know, that probably was a job requirement.
Well, what's next? What are you going to do?
Well, ma'am, I've been trying to get a hold of the forensic unit up at the state police involved in the case. Those folks from Tallahassee are real experts at looking at the surroundings of a crime scene, state of the court, I'm sorry, ma'am, and other pieces of evidence that we might not even recognize. Being that we're just 2 hours from the Capitol, you think they wouldn't be that hard to engage.
Is there a problem?
Well, initially, ma'am, I spoke to that office's lead detective. He seemed willing to help and even asked me to call back later that evening to set up the details. You see, ma'am, in this type of investigation, time is of the essence. Well, ever since then, we have had absolutely no cooperation from anyone at that office at all. I'll keep trying, but in the meantime, I've got my best men on the case.
Okay, well, thank you for everything, Sheriff. I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. We appreciate your patience, and I'll let you know as soon as I find out anything.
All right.
Y'all have a good day.
Thank you. Hello? Is Chapman Thomas in? No. Would you please let him know that Irene Simmons needs to speak with him immediately? Yes, this is important. I've already left a message. Surely you remember. Yes, please let him know that Irene Simmons needs to speak with him. Thank you.
You're not out here. Honey, what'll it be?
Oh, Norma. Oh, Norma. Have mercy on this poor parched soul in need of a refreshment.
You settle for this. Irene's out running errands. And I think she likes to get out of here sometimes, and I don't blame her.
You know, I know that...
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I got good news.
What's that?
Shirley Ann is not getting married. She's going to Florida State, just like she originally planned.
Wow. That's great news. I mean, that's really good. But based on what she told me before, she was supposed to get married.
Well, we had a long mother-daughter talk. She said she'd think about things, and then the next day, we got a call about a brand new scholarship. And it should cover the first year, and I'm so relieved.
When does she start?
She should be able to start in January. And there's still a lot of things that we have to learn about the scholarship, but I just really feel like we dodged a bullet. You know, if her dad would be so proud if he were alive.
Did I know him?
Oh, no, that night happened and ended a long time ago. You know, his wife wouldn't understand now.
Speaking about that scholarship, I mean, it just came right out of the blue.
Well, she applied for it, or I guess I did. It doesn't matter. I'm just glad it worked out. But I haven't told Irene yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. Norma, look at this crowd. I've even heard from people out on the street. Honey, your fella's late though.
Oh, maybe his cousin has a lot of friends. If you didn't hurry up and get here, you'd find him myself.
Pete, can you come up here and help Norma at the bar? This fella's going to be here in a few minutes. I don't want to miss out on any business.
Sure, boss.
Good. It's great to see you again, Irene. You know, Pete and Norma are good people, decent people. But so's my TV set. And as long as I'm getting along with my wife. Boy, you know, this place wasn't the same without you.
Oh, thanks, Johnny. It's good to be back. Speaking of Mrs. Mason, you still haven't brought her in.
That again? Oh,
yeah.
I'll get it.
Convenient.
Monday, October 12th, 1953. This is a weather alert from the United States Weather Bureau. USWV storm trackers in Puerto Rico report a tropical storm with sustained winds as high as 70 miles per hour moving in a northern direction. Estimates place landfall later this week. More information as it is available.
I've been giving it some thought. Johnny, I know things got a little out of hand a while back between us.
Yeah, sure, but and I really didn't appreciate the cracks that you were making about Irene. She doesn't deserve that, and Norma doesn't either.
I just don't like it when a woman gets mouthy. If a woman wants to act like a man, she's going to get dealt with like a man. You do know what I mean, don't you?
I think we're going to have to agree to disagree on that point.
Whatever. Anyways, I've got way more on the ball than this place. Someday, soon, this town's going to be in my rearview mirror.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Pete Fremont isn't just a bartender. I've got way more on the ball than this place. People just don't see it. Like that Chapman Thomas, for instance. That man thinks he's Lord above. Just because I do a job for him here and I do a job for him there, he thinks I owe him. I'll tell you what, I laughed when I seen how flustered he got when he heard the news.
What news?
He bought some property and he doesn't want anybody to know about it. He confides in me sometimes.
He confides in you?
Yeah. Listen, I've got some things I've got to take care of.
So how you doing, hon?
Hi, Dorothy.
Look at this crowd.
Oh, I know. I'm good. How are you? It's considering everything that's going on. It is good to be back, though.
Yes.
Oh, how's your sister?
She's doing a lot better. Thank you for asking, darling. I believe we have finally figured out something that's going to take care of this whole problem real soon.
Oh.
It didn't seem right without you here last week. It's good to have you back. Norma was here night and day, bless her heart, and even Pete pitched in.
Well, I'm just trying to catch up on paperwork. It has been a couple of weeks before anybody's touched it, and Norma usually takes care of it for me, but with her being as busy as she's been, it's not been looked at.
I don't think so. Last Tuesday, I came in earlier than usual. Norma and Chapman were sitting right over there at that table, going over paperwork, and said they were catching up on things for you. And I saw that form right there. And they were here again together, let's see, I think it was later on Wednesday.
Okay. I see what they were doing. Yeah, it's right here. I see.
Well,
yes.
You're lucky to have her, Irene.
Thank you.
Think I can get one of y'all to get me a drink?
Oh, sure. We'll be with you in just a minute.
Right?
I've seen you somewhere, ain't I?
No, I don't know. Maybe.
I've seen you somewhere. I know I have.
No, I tell you what, man, you're 3 sheets to the wind, but if you find that out, you let me know, okay?
Damn it. Irene, that was Elvis Presley. He was calling from the other side of East Point. He has car trouble. He's not going to make it.
Oh, no. What are we going to do? Look at all these people. They're going to be so upset.
Hey, y'all. Listen up. I'll sing for these people. I got a song about a young, beautiful Irish girl and why she's never going to get married. And I'm going to sing it for you. Name of the song's Johnny Be Fair. Y'all listen up. Well, Johnny be fair and Johnny be fine and wants me for to wed. And I would marry Johnny, but my father up and said, I'm sad to tell you, daughter, what your mother never knew. But Johnny is a son of mine and so he's kin to you. La-da-da. Well, Billy be fair and Billy be fine and wants me for to wed. And I would marry Billy, but my father up and said, I'm sad to tell you, daughter, what your mother never knew. But Billy, too, is a son of mine, and so he's kin to you. Da-da-da. Well, you never saw a girl so sad or sorry as I was. The boys in town are all my kin, and my father is the cause. If life should thus continue, I will die a single miss. So I'm going to talk to Mother and complain to her of this. La-da-da. Well, daughter, haven't I taught you to forgive and to forget? And if your father sows his oats, well, still you needn't fret. Your father may be father to all the boys in town, and still, he's not the one who married you. He's not the one who sired you, so marry who you will. We got there. Mom sing me that song before they took her away to prison. Okay.
Why didn't you tell me that Ricky wasn't coming in? I have some things for him to do.
I meant to tell you, Irene, he just up and quit last week, said he had something better going on. I don't know, who the hell would hire that lame of a brain?
Well, was it a good job? I mean, I'm just curious, where?
He said he had a cousin north of Choppy or something, said he had a big job for him. Figures it had to be family.
Oh, stop. I just wish he'd waited till I got back. Oh, I hope it was a good job.
Irene, guys like that you can't count on. Listen, I'm going to have to leave a little early. I've got some things I've got to take care of.
Well, okay, I can take care of things here. And, well, thanks for last week.
Chilly, but he feels no fear of pain, 'cause he sees an angel peeking through a broken window pane.
Hello, Sheriff.
Are you all right? You look kind of tired.
Well, I am a little tired. You sure know how to flatter a lady. It's been a rough little while. Do you have any news on Raymond?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I was just trying to, I'm just concerned about you.
It's okay.
I do need to talk, though.
What? Well, Norma's here until Pete comes in. What's up?
Well, ma'am, that's just it. Peter Fremont will not be coming in today. One of my deputies arrested him last night. They stopped him. His truck was loaded with several bales of marijuana. Government folks are going to want to talk to him. And, ma'am, with everything going on, I just thought I'd better tell you myself.
Oh.
I'm not surprised.
Norma, would you like to join in on the conversation since you're listening anyway?
I'm okay over here.
Wow, I'm certainly surprised about that. I mean, Chapman Thomas recommended him. I didn't think he'd be doing anything like that.
Well, ma'am, I can't speak to that. But you see, there's still some places out on these islands where smugglers meet up with local boaters looking to make a little extra money. Well, we catch them every now and then, but apparently not enough to do any good.
Oh, gosh. Well, thank you for letting me know about Pete. Again, it is a bit of a surprise to me.
Well, ma'am, I'm still trying to get a hold of those state police up in Tallahassee. I'm calling them twice a day now, trying to get them engaged, with no luck. And my men are searching every angle they can to figure this out.
And that's all you have on Raymond? Oh, gosh, this has been a trying day.
Well, ma'am, I also just need to update you. You know, with this storm coming in, I may have to temporarily switch some of my manpower to dealing with that. But if that happens, you can be sure that your investigation is not far from our minds.
All
Listen,
right.
we appreciate your patience, and you all stay safe.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you. Hey, Irene. Did the sheriff have any news?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Molly. Some.
Okay.
Well, he said he's trying to get those state police investigators involved, but he's not having any luck with that.
Well, if anybody can do that, I think he can.
Molly, Pete got arrested.
What?
Yes.
Did he get into a fight? I could see that happening, but being an ill-mannered simpleton, that's not illegal.
Molly, he was found with a whole bunch of marijuana. I don't think he's going to be coming back anytime soon.
Who?
Pete. He got arrested for hauling square groupers.
Oh.
You know, I've heard of some people around here doing that sort of thing. They're not the sort of people you'd want to hang around with.
That sure meets the requirement.
I feel like I should talk to Chapman. I wonder if he knew anything about that.
I don't know. I mean, Pete's no genius, but I could see him trying to do something like that on his own. That's probably the reason he got caught.
You know, I'm starting to wonder about Chapman.
Irene, I was starting to wonder when you were going to. Did he even come by last week to check on things? I mean, he was here a lot before.
Norma?
No, I haven't seen him.
Not at all.
No. Were you expecting him?
Well, no, not really.
Oh, I've got to get back to the shop. I have a salesman coming by this afternoon. He's going to show me some sort of a new fake pearl, but apparently you can't tell it apart from the real thing.
Oh, gosh. Well, I'll keep you up to date if anything else crops up, and definitely keep me in mind about those pearls.
I will.
Norma, dear, why did you tell me that you hadn't seen Chapman when Dorothy said he was here Tuesday talking with you?
Sure. Yeah, Tuesday. He was here. Well, I mean, we didn't talk about anything important. I guess it was unimportant enough for it to slip my mind. Sure. Yeah, Tuesday. He was here. I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's it?
Honey, you put too much stock in things. Dorothy's mouth gets to going, and you never know what's going to come out.
Norma, dear, I know you've put in a lot of extra hours, and do you think maybe you could fill in just until I find a replacement for Pete? You know, Johnny's not working. Do you think maybe he could fill in too?
Irene, and give the fox the key to the hen house? You know I adore Johnny, but I wouldn't give him access to my beer inventory.
I heard that.
Well, and by the way, look, Norma, do you think maybe you could go by the Piggly Wiggly? It looks as though we're running out of peanuts. I don't think I ordered enough when the distributor came by the other day.
Sure. We're running low on napkins, too. I guess with everything going on, it's been tough.
Irene, no, sorry about Pete. I know you got your hands full, but you're better off without him.
You know, I have been a bit surprised by people a few times lately. Did you see Chapman in here?
I don't really look for him.
Johnny, it's not that big of a place. I don't think you would have missed him.
No? Then I just have to say no.
Well, that's interesting because you're in here way more than Dorothy, and she saw him here Tuesday early.
I guess I wasn't here Tuesday early. Listen, I got some business to do. My wife has got me running all kinds of chores, and of course she likes to stay home and watch the soap opera. But I'll be back soon.
Yeah.
Here you go. You're awful quiet tonight.
Yeah, I don't feel like talking much.
Did you hear that about Dorothy's brother-in-law?
Yeah.
They found his body in the bay.
Dorothy's probably over at her sister's now.
What's wrong with you? You're not normally this much of a drinker.
I am tonight.
I can't begrudge you that. You've had a rough couple weeks.
You know, Norma, why can't I trust anybody?
You know you can. Pete was just a bomb waiting to go off, and I know you were looking after Ricky, but maybe it was just time for him to move on.
I wasn't talking about Ricky. He never lied to me. You know, I don't want to lose this place. I don't have anywhere else to go.
Why would you lose this place? You've had a rough go of it, but there's nothing that can't be ironed out.
So you say.
Okay, maybe you should slow down. 2 is usually your limit, and this is going to be number 4.
No, this is only 3.
You're not the most experienced of drinkers. Not a bad thing when you own a bar.
Well, you know, I do deserve to have a little bit every now and again.
You do.
Especially with everything that's happening.
Just not too much.
Yes, Mother. You know, I can't trust anybody. I can only trust myself.
We don't have to talk about this tonight. Why don't you let me call Molly and she can give you a ride home?
I don't want to go home. I don't want to be alone.
Okay, then let's sit here for a little while. How about some coffee?
No coffee.
Hey, Norma, how's Strix?
Good, I guess. Irene's having a rough night.
How many?
She's up to 4.
Are you sure?
Ask her.
Hiya, sweetheart. How you doing?
Damn good.
Been having a few drinks, have you?
Yes, sir. Norma says I've had 4, but I know I've had 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
You know, Johnny, you're a funny guy. You want to hear a joke?
Yes.
I don't normally tell jokes, but I like them. Okay, ready? Okay, knock, knock.
Who's there?
To
who?
To whom? Get it? Oh, my junior high English teacher used to tell me that. Oh, school. I miss school. I miss my friends. I don't even know if they still remember me. I don't think anybody even remembers. No, don't touch me.
Irene, what is the problem? You've been weird all night.
I gotta start looking out for myself, 'cause I can't trust either of you.
Oh, Irene, sure you can trust us. We're always there for you.
No, no. Well, Miss Norma has been showing my financial records to Chapman and lying about it. And then you have been lying to help cover it up. Dorothy says she saw him here, Norma.
Irene, it's not that simple.
I don't care. I want you out of here. Go.
I'll leave, but
Both of you.
we need to talk.
There's nothing to talk about.
Irene, I know you've been through a lot, but you...
I said go.
Okay.
I don't want you here. Go. Oh, Chapman, I haven't seen you in a while.
I've had a lot on my hands lately, Mrs. Simmons, mostly related to the mess you have made.
What's wrong?
Mrs. Simmons, you owe me money. You have not paid me.
I don't understand.
It's very simple. You borrowed money. You have not paid according to the terms of our contract, and I am enforcing those terms.
Chapman, we talked about that. You said that I didn't have to worry about it. That I could take my time to repay. We talked about it.
How many payments would you say you've made in the past year?
You said not to worry about the contract. You said it was just a formality, that you would be flexible. Oh, Chapman, we're friends.
Mrs. Simmons, you would do well to remember that there's a difference between friends and friends to whom you owe money.
Chapman, please, you know I can't pay.
Mrs. Simmons, you agreed. If you miss 2 or more payments, I could call the loan due. I have a signed contract. It is secured, and I am enforcing the terms.
But why now? Why me?
Well, when your husband's loan was denied by the bank, he came to me. It was a mutually beneficial opportunity, and I made a business decision. Now, I'm going to put this place to good use.
Well, you said you cared. You said that you wanted to help me. Chapman, I trusted you.
I will not let this place continue to be a blight on the town.
Well, you're not taking the river's edge.
Come in, please.
What?
Irene, Louise, Simmons.
Yeah?
You have been served.
I'll save you the time. You have 30 days to pay off the loan in full or vacate the premises.
I've seen trees green, red roses too. Well, I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I've seen skies of blue, clouds of white, bright blessed days and those dark scary nights, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I've seen babies cry, and I've watched them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Ooh, yeah. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Ooh, yeah.
I've made a real mess of things. Oh, I'm going to make that pompous ass just a little bit richer. And his accountant will barely even notice. Gosh, I should have just stayed in Tulsa.
You don't give yourself enough credit. Try booking that Elvis Presley kid again. I hear he's got a great future ahead of him.
I should have known about Chapman. Gosh, I was so naive.
You weren't naive. You just didn't trust yourself enough. Fix that, and then you'll know who you can really trust.
And who can I trust?
Trust those closest to you. They may not be perfect, but they're all that you have.
I mean, where do I go from here? Chapman has me over a barrel.
You know the answer to that.
Gosh, half of me wants to kill him. I don't even care what the other half thinks. Oh, gosh.
Oh, been trying to call for several days now.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just talking to myself.
I brought Norma. You two need to talk. Talk about Chapman and whatever else it takes to make things right between you two.
There is nothing to talk about. Look at this. Yeah. See, soon after Raymond disappeared, Chapman came and said I could honor his memory by going ahead and taking out the loan so we could do the improvements that we had talked about. He said this would be my only chance because I would never be able to get a male co-signer. So I did. And with the shoddy construction and the fixes and that private investigator, it was this and that, and before I knew it, he had bled me dry. And then, of course, I'm sure with the papers that Norma shared about my finances, well, that just told him everything else that he needed to know. So, what's there to talk about?
He made me do it.
Oh, please.
Shirley Ann was going to marry that Reese boy because she couldn't see any other way out. And I couldn't help her by myself, and I couldn't come to you. You had too much to handle.
Norma, what does that have to do with this?
Okay. Chapman told me that if I gave him access to some of your records, that he would give me at least enough money to get Shirley Ann through her first year of school, that he would give me enough money to get her started, at least.
Okay. Did he at least give you the money that he promised?
Yes, in cash. And I took Shirley Ann, and we made a beeline to Tallahassee, and I signed her up and paid her tuition, and she'll live on campus, and I'll see her when I can. But my girl has a shot of life outside of here.
Well, what about that Reese boy?
I'm sure he'll manage.
Well, look, I'm glad Shirley Ann's going to college. But Norma, honey, you betrayed me. I just don't think
They were fake. I drew up fake documents to give to Chapman. He never got a hold of anything real. Remember, you've had me doing your books for over a year.
Well, how do you expect to get away with giving him false
I don't
documents?
know.
What if he finds out?
I don't care. It doesn't matter because now Shirley Ann has the chance that she deserves. I'm sorry I lied to you. It wasn't right. But I would never do anything to intentionally hurt you. You have to forgive me.
Norma, I just...
Please. Please.
Okay. I know. I have to forgive you. I'm sorry.
Irene,
I know, dear. I know. I love you too. But we'll get through this.
What about Johnny? He went by Norma's place and told her everything that happened between you two, and he seemed really upset.
Well, I haven't seen him. Well, and the weird thing about it is I was more upset with him than I was with you.
I had to tell somebody what Chapman was doing. Johnny's a good man. He was just trying to protect me.
I know. He deserved better.
Well, when was the last time you hadn't seen him for 3 days straight?
Well, because I was concerned, I spoke to my niece Lorraine over in Port St. Joe. She's one of those that just knows everybody, and she actually said that Johnny's wife died 3 years ago.
What?
Yeah, apparently she had a long-term illness, and he was the one that took care of her all the way up until the end.
Oh, no. And I ran him off. And I'm sure he only wanted to be someplace where he felt he belonged.
Well, Lorraine said he lives just north of town. I mean, she wasn't sure if he has a phone, or I don't know if he would be home, but...
I just thought he'd come back in like he always does. And now the storm's coming in. What are you going to do?
Gosh. You know what? I'm going to do what needs to be done. So, Norma, can you come back to work tomorrow?
So I'm not fired?
Oh, heavens no. I couldn't fire you. You've been working here since Howard owned the place, and this place would probably fall apart without you. Here you go, sir.
Y'all about ready for the storm?
Oh, about as ready as we'll ever be. Hopefully that thing will turn one way or another, just away from here.
Young lady, I've been meaning to say something. I'm going to go ahead and say it.
Okay.
You don't need to worry about your husband none.
What?
He never darkened the door of that place out there. Not that I ever seen, and I've seen a lot.
Well, the sheriff said he did talk to you. Why didn't you tell him what you knew?
I told the truth. All right? I didn't know anything to help the police. But I'll tell you something. Whatever happened to your husband did not happen to him out there.
Okay.
Mrs. Simmons.
Excuse me.
I need a word. Do you have any place that we can talk privately?
Sheriff, these are my closest friends. Whatever you have to say, you can say in front of them.
Well, ma'am, I'm here because I have significant news.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, you remember how I told you that one of my deputies arrested Peter Fremont?
Yeah.
Well, when speaking to federal investigators, he offered information surrounding the circumstances of your husband's death.
What would he know about that?
Well, he told investigators that he was an employee of Mr. Thomas when your husband first attempted to borrow money. After that initial meeting, he switched the focus from borrowing money secured by your property to selling the river's edge, a bait and switch.
Raymond, Raymond would never sell this place. He loved it, warts and all.
Well, Fremont told my investigators that the conversation grew ugly once that became apparent. Tempers flared, and Mr. Thomas instructed Fremont to rough up your husband. Peter said it was only motivation to sell.
Sheriff, what happened to my husband?
Well, ma'am, according to Fremont, your husband suffered some sort of medical emergency and died right there in Chapman Thomas's office. Probably a heart attack. I think you can figure out the rest of the story. I'm sorry.
Well, he's just as guilty as Thomas. You need to arrest that man. He's just as guilty as Pete Fremont.
Well, ma'am, I've got my deputies out looking for him right now. And I also have public safety responsibilities due to this storm. And my men are investigating that body that was found in the bay yesterday. With everything that's going on, we're doing the best I can, I assure you.
Well, what are you doing here? You should be out looking for him yourself.
Yes.
Sheriff, what about Irene's safety? I mean, Chapman Thomas is a threat to her.
Well, in addition, we've partnered with the Apalachicola Police Department, and they're out looking for Mr. Thomas now. And we have a patrol car keeping an eye on Mrs. Simmons. With all this going on, I'm afraid that's the best I can do. I'll be back in touch as soon as I have anything. Thank you. I'll have a good one.
Yes. Yes, I need the truck by tomorrow. Of course I'll pay cash. Fine. Thank you. Hi, Molly. It's Irene. Yes, I did talk to the sheriff. Yeah, they are sending somebody out to arrest him. Yeah, they think he's already gone. Oh, I know. Yeah, Norma's coming in shortly, and we're going to get everything packed up. And you're okay? Oh, good. Okay, look, we'll be in touch after this thing blows over, okay? All right, we'll talk to you then. Okay, bye-bye. Ricky, oh, it's good to see you. I hope you didn't just lock the door.
Miss Irene, we got to talk.
Oh, I'd love to, but I've got so much to do.
I've been told to take care of you.
Well, that is so sweet, but I've got pretty much everything done already. It's
No, ma'am. I mean, Mr. Thomas, he said I'm supposed to take care of the problem you're causing.
Oh.
He said you and Pete Fremont caused him a whole mess of trouble.
Oh, Ricky, no, I don't understand. Please put that away.
I'm sorry, Miss Irene. I don't want to do this. But you see,
Ricky.
Mr. Thomas, he said I had to.
No,
he promised me a job for when he starts building houses up in Destin.
Ricky, why did you leave?
You fired me.
No.
At least you were gonna. Pete said you were gonna fire me
Pete
and then
lied.
call the cops on me for stealing. I thought you wanted to help.
I did. Pete lied. He lied to both of us.
I'm sorry, Miss Irene. I got nothing else.
Oh, Ricky.
Mr. Thomas, he said he got something important for me.
No. You want to hear something, Ricky?
Miss Irene, I got to do this.
No.
Mr. Thomas, he said I
You
had
can
to.
do anything you set your mind to. Ricky, you can do it. You're okay. It's okay.
Miss
You
Irene,
can-
I got to get back to Mr. Thomas. He said I had to.
No, you can do anything you set
The
your
front
mind
door's
to.
locked. I have to come in through the back door.
Oh, no. We're just talking. Johnny, it's okay. Don't
I'm
do
sorry.
anything.
Shut down. I can-
No,
I can't
please
do this.
don't.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, Johnny. Oh, my gosh. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, Lord. Whew.
You okay?
Yeah. Chapman sent him.
Chapman, you know, Dorothy told me that about Ray and that the cops were still looking for Chapman.
Yeah.
I just wanted to check on you, see how you were doing.
No, it was just, and then he came in. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Johnny. I'm so sorry about everything.
Oh, well, listen, I just need to give you another hug because I'm really sad at the moment.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You know, don't you?
I do.
She's been dead for years now.
Oh, Johnny, I'm so sorry.
You know, every place but here reminds me of her. You know, we lived in St. Joe, and without her, I feel like a fish out of water. I mean, I belong here. At least I think so.
Oh, Ray, I mean, Johnny, you do. You belong here. You do. Gosh, I think that about does it, you all. Thanks again for all your help. That storm's coming soon.
Okay, Johnny's going to drive the truck over to my house. It'll be fine there overnight. I'm going to follow him over, and you'll be right behind me, right?
Yes, I think I just have to lock up, and then I'll be on my way.
You know, Irene, everything that you've been through, would you like me to stay? I mean, I feel really bad just leaving.
Oh, no, that's okay, hon. The sheriff said that he was going to have somebody here watching the river's edge, and they should be here shortly. I'll be all right.
We should go. See you soon.
Yes, soon. Oh, damn. Oh, Jesus Christ. Chapman.
You know why I'm here?
I guess I do.
God, I hate rain.
Chapman, we don't have to do this like this. Why did you pretend to care about me after you killed my husband?
Oh, no, Irene. I actually did care for you. It's something I've never allowed myself to do before. And it's a mistake I'll never make again.
Well, it's not too late to change things, Chapman.
What did you say to that chap with Ricky Maine? I sent him here to do a job, and I haven't heard from him since. Now, instead of being someplace comfortable and dry, I'm soaked to the bone, dodging the sheriff. Care to ask why, Irene?
Chapman, I think you and I both know the answer to that.
The cops weren't distracted by this god-awful storm. I couldn't have gotten near this place. And because of that damn fool Fremont, the money I spent on state senators and state police was totally wasted.
Chapman, what do you want? Money? You know I don't have any. You want revenge? That's not going to make anything better.
You think I want money? Oh, you don't know me any better than the rest of them. Now, Mr. Thomas, put the gun down, mister. Get on the floor, Raines.
You asked me to hurt Miss Irene. That ain't right, Mr. Thomas. She ain't done nothing wrong. I don't want that job you promised me if I got to do that.
You think I would give you an important job? You are a first-class idiot.
Please, Mr. Thomas.
Chapman, just leave. This isn't going to make anything any better.
Oh, what would have made things better, Irene, is if your husband had sold this hovel to me when he had the chance. Oh, when I made sure his loan was denied by the bank, he came to me begging. I didn't intend for him to die, but it was an opportunity.
Opportunity? You son of a bitch.
None of that matters now.
Raymond mattered to me.
I was going to change everything.
What are you talking about?
I've never belonged in this town. You can't know what it's like to live someplace your whole life and never feel at home. In a place where run-down cafes and dive bars, horse-crime real estate. Oh, I could have been known for so much more.
Chapman.
Resorts with marinas, restaurants with fine dining, tourists bringing in real money instead of Tallahassee factory workers boozing it up on weekends I deserve better!
Chapman, you deserve to be known as a murderer.
Well,
That's all.
One more won't make a damn...
I ain't gonna let you do that, Mr.
Mrs. Simmons, my report is going to show that Chapman Thomas arrived at your place of business using a locked front door with a key that he'd acquired.
Yes.
And then he threatened you with a pistol. Ricky Maines entered, tried to prevent the attack. An argument ensued, shots were fired, and Ricky Maines was killed. And then Chapman ran off into the storm, is that correct?
That's what happened, Sheriff.
And they were arguing over business dealings and an offer of a job?
Yes, they were both very upset, and oh, I was scared for my life, and my phone went out, and I couldn't call for help, and then Chapman shot Ricky dead like a dog. He was just trying to help me.
Do you have any idea where Chapman Thomas may have gone?
Well, no, sir. He said that you all were going to be after him. I assume he fled, but I'm afraid he might come back for me.
Well, ma'am, now that the storm is over, I'll personally assure your safety. It looks like that's all for now. We may have some more questions, so I need you to stay available.
Well, thank you, Sheriff. I'm sure you're really busy with this storm.
Yes, ma'am. I'm really glad to see that you didn't sustain any storm damage. You know, these old buildings are pretty amazing, resilient.
Oh, yes. The river's edge has been here through lots of storms, and I'm sure it'll be here through many more.
Well, with what Peter Fremont gave us, we were able to arrest some of Mr. Chapman's accomplices.
Uh-huh.
With a murder charge on top of that, he's probably likely to stay hidden. He probably left town.
Well,
he won't be missed.
yes, let's hope so. I mean, as you can see, we have still have a lot to clean up, and I'm sure you're really busy with everything after this storm. I appreciate everything you're doing.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be in touch.
Thank you, Sheriff.
I put everything back in the storeroom, except some of the boards that popped up, and some got pushed a little bit.
Well, some of the water from the storm probably got up under the building somehow.
It's really muddy back there.
Well, I'll get to it. Not to worry.
Is there anything I could do to help?
No, you two. Thank you very much. Y'all go on and just take some time. I want to take time to get the place cleaned up, and the weekend's coming. I want it to look nice.
Irene?
Yes.
So what about the contract that Chapman was holding over your head?
Or that fake document you gave him. If that or the contract or Chapman shows up, I guess I'll have to hire an attorney and prove that he was trying to defraud me.
So you're free and clear now?
I guess for now. It really hasn't hit me yet. It probably will at some point. Anyway, thank you all for your help.
Are you sure you don't want me to stay and help?
No, you go on, hun. You get some rest. That beer distributor is going to come by and let me try some of that new Budweiser. He's saying it's better than that Jackson Dixie, and I got to get things cleaned up and call and see when he's going to come. Y'all go on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Irene?
Yes, dear.
You told the sheriff that your phone was out until morning.
Oh.
But you called me to say that you were going to be late getting to my house.
Oh, it went out right after.
Right after you called me? Or right after whatever happened here happened?
Oh, hon. let's just say, hopefully, that's that.
There's a place I know outside of town where my good friends go when the sun goes down. The folks out there to see you through. I'll run along where the bullfrogs sing. You never can tell what the night might bring. It's a place called Revenge.
All right, folks, it's closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Thank you. Good night.